I was 8 months pregnant, standing in my own living room, when my sister-in-law handed me her empty wine glass and said, "Can you refill this? You're closest to the kitchen." I wasn't the help. I was the host, and it was my baby shower. My name is Rachel. That day, I finally understood exactly where I stood in this family. My husband's sister, Vanessa, had spent 3 years treating me like staff instead of family. It started small, the kind of thing you talk yourself out of noticing. She corrected my grammar at dinner in front of guests. She joked that I'd married up, laughing like it was harmless. And every single holiday, she made sure I ended up in the kitchen, while she sat in the living room with everyone else, sipping wine like she'd earned a seat I hadn't. I remember the first Thanksgiving after Marcus and I got married. I spent 4 hours cooking a turkey I'd never made before, nervous the whole time, wanting so badly to be accepted. Vanessa took one bite and said, in front of his entire extended family, "Well, it's edible." Everyone laughed. I laughed too, because what else do you do at your own table when you don't feel like it's yours yet? I always let it go because my husband Marcus kept saying, "That's just Vanessa, she's harmless. She's like that with everyone." She wasn't harmless, and she wasn't like that with everyone. She was strategic. She knew exactly who would push back and who wouldn't. I was the one who wouldn't, until that shower. What Vanessa didn't know was that her mother, my mother-in-law, had already told me something 2 days before that shower. Something Vanessa was about to regret in front of 20 of our closest family and friends. My mother-in-law, Pam, had pulled me aside in the kitchen while I was setting up decorations for the party. "I want you to have this," she said quietly, sliding a small velvet box into my hand before anyone else arrived. Inside was her mother's ring, a thin gold band with a single sapphire, a family heirloom Vanessa had been not so subtly hinting about since her own engagement 2 years earlier. "Vanessa assumes it's hers," Pam said, watching my face carefully. "But family isn't about who shows up loudest at Sunday dinner. It's about who shows up kind, even when nobody's clapping for it. That's you, Rachel. It's always been you." I hadn't told anyone yet, not even Marcus. I wasn't sure how to bring it up without it sounding like I was bragging, or worse, starting a war I didn't want. So when Vanessa handed me that wine glass in front of 20 guests, calling me the help like it was a throwaway joke, something in me finally snapped. Quietly, not loudly, not the way she expected. I set the glass down on the table between the cupcakes and the gift bags. "Vanessa, I think everyone would love to hear what your mom told me on Tuesday." Vanessa's smile faltered for just a second before she caught herself. "What are you talking about?" I looked over at Pam, who was standing near the dessert table, and she gave me a small, steady nod, like she'd been waiting for this exact moment. "Pam gave me your grandmother's ring, Vanessa. She wanted me to have it. She told me why, too, if you want to hear it in front of everyone." The room went dead silent. Not the polite kind of quiet, the kind where you can hear the ice settling in someone's drink. Vanessa's face went white, then a deep, blotchy red. And then she said something that made the entire party gasp audibly. "That ring was promised to me. I'm her actual daughter. She's not even blood." Pam stood up slowly from her chair by the window, and the whole room seemed to lean in. "I promised that ring to whoever treated this family with respect, Vanessa, not whoever shares my last name. You've spent 3 years making Rachel feel like a stranger in her own home, in front of me, in front of your brother, in front of everyone in this room today. That's not what your grandmother would have wanted, and honestly, it's not what I want either." Vanessa opened her mouth to argue, then closed it again. 20 guests were staring at her now, including her own husband, who suddenly found something very interesting to look at on the carpet. Vanessa left early that day, claiming a headache nobody believed. Pam stayed and helped me clean up long after everyone else went home, and for the first time in 3 years, she hugged me tightly at the door and called me daughter instead of Marcus's wife. Marcus apologized that night for brushing off years of small comments that had quietly added up to something much bigger than either of us realized. I told him it wasn't his fault Vanessa acted that way, but it would have been his fault if he'd kept excusing it after today. I wear that ring every day now. Not because of what it's worth, but because of what it means. That respect isn't something you're owed by blood. It's something you earn by how you actually treat people when no one's grading you on it. Vanessa and I still see each other at holidays. She's careful with her words now, careful in a way she never used to be. She learned, the hard way, in front of 20 witnesses, that being the loudest person in the room doesn't make you the most important one in it. If you've ever been treated like an outsider in your own family, drop a comment below. You're not alone. Subscribe for more real family betrayal stories every week.